Ahoy, and welcome to Culture on Tap.
Arg.
By the way, do you know which country I'm speaking of when I say ahoy? Anyone? Anyone? Language?
Jack Sparrow's country?
No.
Sounds Spanish.
Czechoslovakian. The Czech is ahoy.
And you're sure that's how they pronounce it?
You just heard me play in here.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
Trusting you, Pastor.
I'm trusting Google, and we all know about that. So,
Yeah,
welcome.
that's right.
Welcome
I'm
to
with
our
Range.
Get to Know You. We don't know. Ahoy is what it told me when I said hello. But to my left is once again Paul Sandlin, and to the left of him is Xavier Bright, and then not on the camera is Range Joseph Amatar. I am Dale Young, and we are glad you're here with us. Or Get to Know You. Just a reminder that. What's so funny?
Everybody else gets first and last name. And for some reason, I get Little Boyd as first, middle, and last name.
And his almost he says
I
it's
feel like
Dale Young.
but I feel like there's
Young.
I feel like there's a ring to it. Range Joseph Armitar. Like I feel like you just say Range Armitar, it don't sound right. So,
All right,
anyways,
full name.
we are here for our Monday Get to Know You, and show comes out this Wednesday at 2 p.m. is podcast, 4 p.m. is YouTube. And you want to be on this week because Range will be in front of the camera. We'll be talking about Christians in the secular workplace. So we feel like he should be on with Paul and Xavier. I'll be here, but I'll be off camera. Also, just a reminder, we're coming up soon on our next family table. So please get your questions in for that as we do that at the end of November, back end of Thanksgiving. Late night Thanksgiving. So Get to Know You today. Question of the day brought to us by Range Joseph on guitar. The question is favorite and least favorite state that you have visited. Whoever wants to go first.
Could you have lived there, or is it just visiting?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
You just stopped off at the airport. I hate
the
this
amount
one.
of time of your destination
Okay.
is up to you.
Okay.
Maybe one day was all you needed.
Maybe where you currently live.
No, not for me.
I actually enjoy Texas.
Amen.
So you going?
Amen.
Was that you going? Like
No, I'm just
that's
saying
your.
that's not my favorite or my least favorite. I'm just saying
I love Lamp.
no. He said no, jerk. He said is your least favorite.
that one.
He said is your least favorite Texas, and I was thinking I'm not
Yeah.
from here, but I drink the Kool-Aid. I'm about that Texas life.
Okay,
That's all. I was just trying to have conversation. Sorry.
it's forgiven.
So who wants to go?
So my least favorite is South Carolina.
Really?
South Kakalaki?
It was so. I won't disrespect, but it was. First of all, it was hot. Like I was here, but it was just nothing. But it was brown, and maybe it was the time of year
I think it was the time of year.
because it was just like it wasn't pretty. It had this weird musty smell where we was at, and I'm like, does this whole state smell musty? Like, it's just from the airport to where we went because we were at one of our U3 sons' Army graduation. I'm like, dog, it smelled musty. It smelled it just smelled musty. It was like trash, right? So yeah, did not enjoy it. I was there for a weekend, and I'm like, this. Jimmy and I literally just sat in the hotel.
I enjoyed both Carolinas.
Yeah, no, not me. Favorite by far, Missouri. Living in Missouri was amazing. That's the promised land. You get four seasons. Heck, I'd live there. I'd live there in a heartbeat again. Maybe one day. Yeah, easily.
I wouldn't mind going to Missouri to Marceline.
Who?
Marceline. That's where Walt Disney's from.
Oh,
Oh,
Maybe I'd like it more if I got to go to Marceline.
Okay.
I love it.
Least favorite.
Sorry.
So, out of all of us, you've probably been to the most states. I would, because you travel a lot for work, right?
Yeah, it's a toss up for me. That's really tough. Because like the state I've been through a lot of times that I don't really care for too much is Mississippi. But close second.
I can't rebuttal.
Close second though for me would be Oregon, Portland specifically. That's a place like that's absolutely.
You always talk about that.
It's stunningly beautiful, and Seattle too. Like anything Pacific Northwest, but climate, if you will, of just the people, the culture, everything. It is heartbreaking. It's sad. It's not a place you want to find yourself any time of day, any week. It's just not.
Portland, not Seattle, because I didn't feel that at all in Seattle.
Seattle's super sketch. Did you go post COVID?
Yeah, we rode mopeds all around at night.
Okay, I'm glad you made it. my cousin tells me all the time.
I mean,
like
don't get me
people
wrong. We
gunned down in the streets all the
literally
time.
were sitting in a restaurant having dinner, and a guy was on the outside of the window smoking a crack rock,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
on the sidewalk.
Yeah. No, downtown Seattle,
probably
they
got it
just
from
have so
Rodney.
much graffiti on buildings and stuff, like boarded up buildings and stuff.
I don't remember seeing that. I mean, I'm not saying there wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I thought it was.
Mississippi is a close second for me too, and Louisiana. Yeah. It just hit me whenever he said Mississippi.
So the least favorite is Portland, Oregon.
Why though? Why the Gulf Coast? Why specifically Louisiana and Mississippi? Like, do you feel like when you cross over,
Yeah,
if you're
why?
going east? No, okay. Growing up in Texas, and when you go east and you hit that Louisiana border, there's nothing, or Mississippi. There's nothing like, we got here.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's just a really long bridge in Louisiana.
The Chalalah Basin. Chalalah. The Chalalah Basin. It is. It's like 38 miles into swamps.
And then,
ND swamps.
And then Mississippi is just, it's the same thing as far as just, it's just nothing to look at.
Right.
So, yeah. And then we'd stop in Alabama, but Alabama would be the same if we would just stay, I guess, on I-10, but we veer off and
That's
we go
right.
to Somerdale to Youth Reach Gulf Coast.
That's
so
beautiful.
we get
down that
to
area. Yeah.
see the beach and all of that.
It all looks like Beaumont. That's the problem.
But I would argue. So hold on. I would argue.
Beaumont. Hold on through all of it. Just all the same.
The beach in Mississippi is 10 times better than Galveston. Galveston's trash.
What,
we're
you
not
mean it's like a
talking
lighter
about the
shade of
beach.
brown or like what?
The beaches in Mississippi are white, like pearly white. The sand. The water is not as nasty.
Where?
The whole thing.
That's, I don't
You
know.
ain't been in a while.
Okay.
I'm just I think I remember when we moved here. Like I don't love Mississippi beaches,
Yeah.
but I remember when we moved here and everyone's like, "You got to go to Galveston. Got to go to Galveston." I went down there. I was like,
Galveston's boo boo.
"It's
Yeah.
not good."
No.
It's mud.
I thought anywhere you had to get past like Mobile Bay.
No. So
To get
so
the white
water
pearly
is
sands.
the water is definitely way better once you get past Mobile into because of the islands. The islands
Yeah.
and the silt. But the beach,
Like Biloxi?
Biloxi Beach is pretty. The water's not pretty.
No. You
Galveston,
got the
Galveston
yeah.
Beach is nothing about Galveston's pretty.
Yeah. This is true. Yeah. This is true.
They got some good food.
Yeah.
Not
There's a
even really-
country.
not-
There's a
honestly,
country western song about that. He says Galveston looks pretty at night. That's literally the worst.
So
of
you
that
haven't
song.
you haven't given us your favorite. You said Portland, Oregon,
Y'all know what my favorite state is.
Colorado.
Yeah, for sure. That's my spot. Because that. Oh yeah, absolutely,
Over where you are right now.
100%.
But here's the problem with Colorado. Colorado has trash food. As a whole, yes sir. Yes sir.
You got to know spots. You have to
But when
know
you have
spots.
but when you have
yeah,
to say
no.
you have to know spots, that means you.
That's
like,
also that is also like a south and an eastern thing too. I feel like you don't have to do that in the south. We have the
You're right.
luxury of like every 5 miles there's some incredible
Right.
restaurant.
You're right.
Yeah.
So
The West, it's like that in Arizona and those places
Yeah.
too. It can be dodgy. The food.
so favorite, least favorite for me. Least favorite for me, hands down, and it's gotten worse the older I get. Louisiana. I hate the traffic going through Baton Rouge. Like having to go home or going to Florida. My temperament is determined on going through Louisiana.
Yeah, how fast can you get through
I
that
do
damn
not
thing?
understand one why everybody gets to that tall bridge right before you get to Baton Rouge and hit the peak and have to hit the brakes riding down. Like why can't you just drive your car? Like you're not gonna fly off the road. It's just a bridge. And then it's been years since I've been to
Passionate.
It's been years since I've been to the New Orleans area. I went this past year for like a weekend, and I realized really quickly undoubtedly when I used to go, I went at a different time in my life when I was partaking of a lot of other things because I am not enjoying this at all.
Do you feel like literally like there's like a spirit over New Orleans? It's like as soon as you set your foot out on that pavement, you're like, ooh, it's like there's like a chill.
Yeah, it's
like what? Do it again.
Down in this world, damn boy, it's like a chill. You did
No, but what did you do? No, there it is.
It's even just annoying. Like we were waiting to go to dinner, and just the panhandlers, hey,
Right.
let me pay me $5 and I'll tell you where your feet are, and this and that, and like on the street.
He said,
In your shoes. And
that
I'm
was
like,
a good one. I like that one. I'm
Right.
gonna start telling people that. It's a good way to make
and
money.
then my favorite place that I have visited for me right now, hands down, is the state of Illinois. I thoroughly enjoy the state of Illinois.
Ugh.
I like Chicago. I like.
This keeps getting everything it just keeps getting
You don't
worse.
like Chicago?
No, Chicago's a dope city, but
I
like,
love Chicago.
the drivers there are absolutely the worst though.
I'm riding the train everywhere. I enjoy the train thoroughly.
I'm just glad you're still here. I'm just glad you're still alive, buddy.
I don't believe it. I rode the train from Pennsylvania to New Jersey, walked through Newark,
The city of New Jersey.
Was this his Hillsong
yeah,
church service to
walked
get to
through,
church service story?
walked through Newark to get on a different train and rode it into New York City, and then did it back at 11 p.m. that night. But not just Chicago. I like Springfield, Illinois. I just like the history of. I think it's a beautiful state. I really like it. So yeah, that would.
Have you ever heard of Cairo, Illinois?
I actually have heard of it because I think I drove through there.
And it looks like it's like The Walking Dead. Dude, that if you want a crazy
Indiana was trash too. I'm just thinking of
Midwestern
Indiana.
states.
Ugh.
Some of those can be rough. No, I'm serious, y'all. You look
See,
up
I'm
the
not a
story of
nature
Cairo,
guy.
Illinois. It will blow your mind. That is like a city that was killed by racism. It's wild.
I'm not a huge nature guy. I'll buy a calendar.
Okay.
So my least favorite is
Louisiana.
no, is actually Georgia.
Newark.
Georgia.
Really?
And I'll tell you why. So whenever I went to junior college, I met a guy from North Carolina, and he was a rough stock rider. So he just had a little bitty like S10 truck or whatever.
Rough dog
rough
rider.
stock rider. It's like he rode bucking horses. But anyway, so while we were some point throughout the year, somehow he come across this deal or whatever, and he bought a horse. And so with a little S10 truck, you can't get a horse from Mount Pleasant, Texas to North Carolina. So at the end of the year, he jumped in the truck with me, sent another buddy of his who didn't have a vehicle that was from North Carolina in his little truck back home. He jumped in with me. We went down to Lake Charles for about a week or so. One of his dogs died. And then we got in the truck and headed to
What are you doing in Lake Charles? Just because
That's where I live.
the dog funeral?
No, that's where I live.
Okay.
I don't know.
We stayed with we stayed with my parents for about a week or so. Worked for my dad to save up some fuel money to get from there to North Carolina.
Kakalaki.
Yeah. But anyway, so from Lake Charles, North Carolina, you go through Georgia.
Mhm.
The whole time you're driving, it's a straight, flat road, all the way, basically all the way down the Gulf Coast. Well, you get to Georgia, the interstate takes a 90-degree turn,
Oh yeah.
and whenever you're a 18, 19-year-old that's been driving for 10 and a half, 12 and a half hours, and the interstate takes a 90-degree turn, you go for a wild ride. And so, because of that most ridiculous experience,
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
The reason you don't
You
like the state,
told that roundabout story about the state of Georgia because it got a 90-degree.
no, Georgia got 13 seconds of the whole story. Let me just get, you don't like a state because you were breaking the law.
Because they got straight roads.
What
I'm
a
just-
Ray
it was-
Joseph Armator.
it was a ridiculously bad experience.
This is
for me.
why you get middle name.
This-
It was
For this
ridiculously
right
bad because
It was-
you were.
it was a terrible experience.
So that one road
Yes.
negates
Yes.
Atlanta,
Savannah.
Savannah, like these beautiful cities.
Yep.
Beautiful is the stretch,
Yeah.
but still,
Savannah's beautiful.
yeah,
Atlanta is
yeah.
the ATL.
You know, I mean,
No.
I like it. It's culture. So,
Yeah. No. So that's all I got.
wow.
So which one is your favorite? I'm all. He gonna say where he just went. I knew it.
So Jessica
do
and
it.
I just got back from a trip,
It was beautiful.
and it was unbelievably beautiful.
Yeah,
Still,
y'all gonna move there?
we just so Jessica has been sending me
Zillow.
like house
Listing.
listings every single night. But absolutely, right now,
like-
my favorite state is Utah.
Wow.
It's beautiful, like amazing.
The diversity that draws you there the most.
He
or-
didn't- he didn't think about it.
I'm going there. I don't know when,
Yeah.
but we're meeting our architect for our new buildings,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Youth Reach, and we're going there and meeting with him because that's where he's based off of,
Oh, okay.
out of.
Yeah.
So
No, it's
yeah,
it's phenomenal.
if you don't want coffee or tea,
What?
you know. I mean,
No.
mm,
They can't have
mm.
it. I knew exactly what that was.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that
But-
doesn't. He could still be a good architect.
yeah, no, for sure. I would just give you a heads up.
Thanks.
He's gonna have an eye on you though. They're gonna be telling you. You need to read this gospel,
Oh wow.
Mr. X.
Well, I love that
Yeah.
conversation.
Right?
Oh yeah, no, it is a fun one.
Yeah. No. So it's a
Miss your
beautiful
ex.
place.
I didn't say miss you. I said Mr.
Miss your ex.
Miss you.
A simple question, and we could get so far off.
know. Well,
Golly, you was a 45-minute get.
I say you the reason why we off.
yeah. So basically, what it boils down to is Range doesn't like the interstate.
Right, straight roads. If it's not straight roads,
Yeah.
states bottom of the list, bottom of the barrel.
So there you have it.
Wow.
What a start. So join back in with us on Wednesday as we talk about Christians working in the secular workplace. 2 p.m. podcast, 4 p.m. YouTube. Don't forget to get your questions in for our next family table, and we will see you next Wednesday. See you guys.
Bye.